Good evening and welcome to another episode. This is November 7th, 2020. And the reason that I'm giving the date today is because it is a rather significant day in American history. Today, Joe Biden was announced the winner of the 2020 election. I was actually not going to do a video today. I was going to take one of my ones that I have on stock for such days, mainly because I haven't really, I've said on several videos, haven't really felt well and wasn't overly inspired. But, you know, I've gotten a couple of texts from people. I've watched a few things on Facebook of some celebrations around the United States, which have been, you know, inspiring and thrilling, and all of those kind of things. And I have to say, and I hate to be, you know, in my numerology, I think it's in my numerology. It could be in something else, but in one of those kind of reading things that people have done, I have always been one of the people to kind of point out the broader picture of stuff. And of course, that's one of the reasons that this channel exists, is because I like to point out it slightly differently, or, you know, give it some other thought, or, oh God, what is the real term that I'm looking for? I'm sorry, I don't really have one. But what I will say is that people were really enthusiastic, and I am thrilled that people are enthusiastic. I am so happy. I think that the sense of relief is worth the gaiety and the joy and everything involved in celebrating a breath of fresh air, a breath of being of some sort of semblance of what I was originally thought that this country was about. Regretfully, in my humble opinion, and you can also tell by the way that I've introed this, that I'm going to, you know, kind of put a damper on the parade. And by the time anybody reads this, I think other people will see this as well. And I know that really there are others are too. First, I must say that I am relieved and thrilled with the way that things have come down. Yes, it was a nail biter. Yes, it took a lot of patience. Yes, the flaws in the system are dramatic, but they also weren't dramatic at the same time. And I'm thrilled for all that. I'm so happy for all that. I cannot begin to tell you. But what I also know is that there's something deeper that is still not really being addressed. And I do hope that, once again, I do hope that it starts to get addressed. I think that it is. I think that 2020 has become a wake-up call for an honest reevaluation of who we are as a species and life in general. And I'm talking about this worldwide. I'm not talking about this just here in the United States. I feel this way, period. And so let's have the celebration and the gaiety and the laughter and the love, and also know that there are a lot of people out there, 47% of the voting public, who are not happy. And when you have a race that close, you're not talking about mandates here. We're not talking about mandates. And I hope that people are up to the task of what it takes to actually acknowledge. People want to use the word heal. I've heard the word heal. I think that there's an appropriateness for healing. Absolutely. Of course. But it's got to be something more. And I absolutely do not know what that is. That's the thing. I actually don't know what that is going to entail. To come back to some sort of place where we are joined in a common goal, instead of joined at a goal of destruction of each side. You know, quite frankly, I truly, truly blame the party that I voted for the mess that we are in right now, because they were not. The quote-unquote party of inclusivity was not inclusive. And I fear that that kind of lack of inclusivity once again will prevail, and we will continue to have more trouble. I have said all along that we have to take the inner journey. I am not in any way, shape, or form the only one who is saying that, but I am so clear that we have to take the inner journey, and that we have to take the inner journey as a nation. It's upsetting to me, quite frankly, that I can't be more enthusiastic about what happened today. I am happy. Please don't get me wrong. I'm very happy. But we ain't there yet. Shockingly, I believe it is a minor at most victory in the grander scheme of what has to be done to really grow up as humans. And I'm not talking just the United States. I'm talking growing up as humans. And I think there's more growing pains. I think that we're still, pretty annoying teenagers. And, we definitely have somebody who seems to behave relatively well, acts responsibly and empathetically. And I hope that moves forward for a lot of people. But a lot of people feel incredibly disenfranchised tonight, just as they did in 2008. And we cannot continue to discount we all get upset when we discount one side, but what about the other side? The other side then discounts the other side. So it's back and forth constantly. And now it's beginning to rain. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm thrilled that this has happened. And we have a lot more work to do. And we have a lot more work to do inwardly. And that is the most important work of all. Thank you so much for listening this evening, because it is really starting to rain. Good night. Merci beaucoup. Bonne journée.